Their countless footsteps were a symphony. A million crystalline chimes rang out as tiny limbs struck the mirrored surface of the infinity circuit's translucent paths. Tireless, they marched, each one an antibody to a greater consciousness, a capillary through which the ancestral blood of the Aeldari flowed, warming the circuit's cold, dreaming heart. Morgeson exhaled, a breath caught between reverence and regret. He was privileged to witness their purpose, yet cursed to remain apart. Morgeson had ever been a recluse, drawn to paths that sanctified solitude. He would never have voiced it, but at the heart of his retreat lay the consuming terror of what came after death. Each day the gods allowed him to draw breath, his soul clenched at the thought that she who thirsts would one day come to collect her due, and so he hid. A futile gesture, perhaps. No shadow was deep enough to obscure him from the gaze of the Prince of Excess. But still, in silence and stillness, he found something akin to peace. He had believed the spiders of the Infinity Circuit would stand beside him on that final day, that they would intercede. And so he had loved them, watched them, shielded them, fed, healed, and tended to them. But always the fear remained. And it was that fear that drew something greater. He never noticed how far he had strayed, distracted by the lull of crystal underfoot. The corridor opened into a threshold. There, a spider, colossal, helmed and still, regarded him. Morgeson froze. He stammered an apology. The spider cut him off. "You are here because you are tired of being afraid." The words struck him like a lash. She had seen through him, not read, reflected. She had once stood as he did, lifetimes past, always for the same reason, because she too had grown weary of fear. They all had. "You will fear no longer. You will be audacity incarnate. You will laugh in her face and stride her domain as though it were your own." She offered her hand. Dreamlike, Morgeson took it. The trials that followed broke him. The being he had been was shattered, like the fragile shell of an egg peeled back to reveal a thing of many limbs. The terror of his first jumps through the veil nearly killed him. He fled the first time he heard Unadren's scream cut short by crimson pincers. Again, when Oren's corpse returned, soulless, again and again. But always he returned, addicted to the deadliest defiance. Now that he had tasted rebellion, that thrilling sacrilege of mocking the thirsting one with every breathless leap, he could no longer stop. His final descent into the temple brought a new awakening. Another instinct stirred within him, the desire to protect, to guard the spiders he had once served as warden. He turned back and pulled another soul from the lure of oblivion. "You will be our Ariadne's thread," the great spider had told him. It took few battles for Morgeson to understand that this path might never release him. That he had found his kin, but at the cost of his place. It was that thought, dark and lingering, that slowed his hand, that invited the blow he never saw. It is said that even at the end, Morgeson's will burnt bright to guide his spiders home. That fierce purpose pulsed so strongly in his spirit stone that it was bound into the core of a wraith construct, reshaped into a towering sentinel with many limbs. Since that day, Ariadne's thread has walked the twilight between worlds, a vision of reassurance to every warp spider lost in the veil, a guardian, a guide, an antibody of that vast mind, flowing like ancestral blood to warm the dreaming heart of the Infinity Circuit.